Today we're going to learn how to play beautiful game-winning drop shots that will drive your opponents crazy. I will show you the technique of the drop shot, when to use this shot in a game, and the mistakes that always happen when people try to use this shot. Let's do it. Okay, so the ideal drop shot should be when you're at the net position. I don't want to see anyone trying to do a drop shot from the back of the court or, anything sort of behind the second post. Not going to work, because most of the time if you're at the back of the court, the opponents are one, going to be at the net, but also they've got so much time to react to the ball. Whereas at the net position, if you play a drop shot, you've got a big chance of bringing the opponents really far forward. They've got to do a lot of running to meet that ball. A common sort of myth with the drop shot is that it has to be a perfect winner straight away. It has to, go out the door or bounce and then come over the net. It doesn't even have to do that. The main goal of it really is to put the opponents under pressure, but also make them move. I know a lot of you guys often complain that you're playing like tennis players or players that just sit at the back of the court all day, hitting hard. That is when you could try and use this shot on them to force them to have to run forward. For me, the best time to use the drop shot is when you've got an opponent right at the back of the court. You might have played a very deep volley or deep bandeka and they're right at the back trying to dig it out. Maybe their balance is slightly leaning backwards as well. Ball comes back to you at a good height and then you can go for the drop shot. Let's talk a little bit about the technique of this shot. How do we actually play the drop shot? One key element is the spin. You need to add backspin to the ball. So that is coming underneath the ball, kind of like this, because we need the ball to travel this way after it bounces. The idea is that the opponent sees the bounce, does their run, and then as the ball bounces, it goes even further away from them. So they have to, get that extra distance to try and pick the ball up. Good exercise to sort of practice the spin on a drop shot is to simply bounce it just like this and just try and come in under that ball to create that slice. And then you can do it high and then watch the ball go backwards. And then you've got the correct spin for the drop shot. After you've then done that, you can then try and do it over the net. So bounce and then comes back over the net. And you can repeat this on your forehand, but also your backhand side. Okay, now time to practice some drop shots. I'm gonna get fed on my forehand and my backhand, and I'm gonna try adding that little bit of spin just over the net to get the perfect paddle drop shot. Yeah, less height, less height. So one problem with the drop shot right now is there's too much height on the ball, and it's because I'm coming up too much. So I need to treat it a little bit more like the volley, still get the slice, but come down a little bit more so the ball stays lower. This also helps with disguise as well. You don't want to make it obvious to your opponents you're about to do a drop shot. If you're doing normal volleys like this and then suddenly you do this, it's really obvious what you're going to do. You kind of want to disguise it and hide it so they only know as soon as the ball's left your bat. Oh yes. No, okay, that was sick though, that was sick. So you could see there my drop shots massively improving as I went on there, and that wasn't just through practicing. At the start, I was almost trying to force the drop shot too much, which is very common among all players. They try and force and try and play it too perfect, whereas towards the end, I was treating it like a normal volley, really getting my footwork right, getting low and turning side on as well. And that's when I just got that consistency so much better. Just a quick one, guys, if you are looking for a new paddle racket, then make sure to hop onto everythingpaddle.co.uk. Loads of features on that website, including racket reviews, a racket quiz, a compare paddles feature, and you can always contact me personally as well. Now it's time to play the point out, and I'm gonna try and incorporate the drop shot into my game. That was perfect. Guys, look at this clip in particular. As you can see, as soon as his foot goes to the back of the court and his momentum leads back, that's the perfect time to do the drop shot because he's on the back foot. And you can see my drop shot isn't even perfect. If he was already coming forward or he had a really balanced shot, it wouldn't be the best time to do it, but when he's leaning backwards, it's so effective. You can also see how these drop shots are not perfect. Like I said earlier, they don't have to be absolutely perfect and bounce the other side of the net or go out the door. They can just be short and quick, and as long as they have good disguise and you choose the right moment, they are still very, very effective. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below, and of course remember to subscribe for more content like this.